To evolve from a praying mantis into a jungle wolf, a bold idea starts brewing in your mind. The jungle wolf right in front of you, just slapped away by a brown bear, is clearly badly hurt. Its mobility is basically zero. You narrow your eyes. If you let such a golden opportunity slip by, you'd never forgive yourself. As long as you get enough evolution points, you can transform into a jungle wolf. It's a temptation you just can't resist. You leap down from the tree, landing squarely on the fallen wolf's neck. Your whole body isn't even as big as his head. He doesn't take you seriously at all, until the very next second. Your two razor-sharp scythes slice through his thick fur without breaking a sweat. Tearing open two bloody gashes, the jungle wolf howls in pain, rolling wildly on the ground and violently shaking you off. Now that's a solid hit. You're more than satisfied with your built-in weapons. The wolf stares at you in absolute terror. He just can't wrap his head around it. How could a tiny bug hurt him this badly? But you couldn't care less about his fear. You go right back in for the kill. Having lost his ability to move, he's nothing more than a sitting duck. You bounce around, fluttering and darting everywhere. The moment you see an opening, you strike. You don't care where you hit him, as long as it bleeds. You're just about to wear him down completely, but this sneaky guy smartly backs himself up against a massive tree, snapping his jaws to defend himself. You can't bite me, you taunt, and honestly, it's the truth. But just as you think victory is in the bag, a furious bear roar echoes in the distance, followed closely by the howling of a wolf pack. Oh crap. The injured wolf starts howling back. He's calling for backup. If his pack gets here, you're dead meat. You forced my hand. Without a second thought, you pull the queen bee stinger from your inventory. Catching him off guard, you grip it tightly in your mandibles and viciously plunge it right into his chest. The wolf glares at you with sheer disgust. He knows his pack is almost here, so he brushes off this tiny prick as nothing. But a second later, the smug look wipes right off his face. The stinger's potent venom instantly paralyzes his upper body. He's completely defenseless. You pounce onto the back of his neck, raise your twin scythes, and unleash an absolute frenzy of strikes. His lower half goes completely berserk, thrashing around and dragging you through the dirt. You feel like your insides are being shaken to pieces. You dig your claws deep into his flesh and hold on for dear life. Finally, after being slammed into the ground again and again, you do it. Splash. Warm wolf blood sprays all over you. Ding. Higher tier kill confirmed. Jungle wolf. Gained 2000 evolution points. Ding. Evolution points are maxed out. Capacity reached. Host, please evolve as soon as possible. You freeze in shock. Did I just waste 2000 evolution points? But there's no time to cry over it. The howling is getting dangerously close. You fly out of there without looking back, eventually touching down on a safe little dirt mound. System, evolve me into a jungle wolf. Ding. Evolving into a jungle wolf requires 7000 evolution points. Evolve. A brilliant, thick green light completely engulfs you. As the glow fades away, you slowly open your eyes. The entire world has changed. Ah, it feels so good to be a mammal again. After spending all those days as a bug, you felt like you were finally back among the living. But your smile faded pretty quickly. You looked down at your new body. Nothing but skin and bones. Your fur was dull and patchy. You looked exactly like a poor, malnourished little stray. System, max out my constitution first, you demanded. Insufficient evolution points. You almost tumbled headfirst off the dirt mound. For attributes above 1 point, every 0.1 upgrade costs 100 evolution points. You were completely speechless. Fine, then just add 1 point to constitution. And 2 points to strength. You had no choice but to accept your fate. Upgrade complete. Your body bulked up just a little bit. But you were still scrawny as hell. I'd rather be a big fish in a small pond than a small fry in the ocean. You were seriously starting to regret this. Suddenly, every hair on your body stood on end. An overwhelming sense of danger washed over you. You whipped your head around, only to see the exact guy who brought you this massive threat. It was him, the same little tiger cub that soaked you and blew you away just a few days ago. Seeing your enemy again just made your blood boil. But in reality, you were panicking out of your mind. Tiger bro, I surrender. Are you taking any sidekicks? I'm completely out of evolution points. You didn't even have the chance to turn into a bird and fly away. The tiger cub tilted his head, sizing you up with genuine curiosity. He stared at this scrawny jungle wolf, his eyes full of wonder. Wonder at what was about to become his next meal. And then, he made his move. That epic comeback you imagined? Yeah, it didn't happen. You couldn't even touch his shadow. 4 deep, bloody slashes from his claws ripped across your body. That was it. You were completely doomed. You definitely couldn't beat him in a fight, but you had to say something, right? You opened your jaws wide and let out a massive wolf howl right at him, venting out every single ounce of your frustration and fury. But just as the tiger cub braced for the killing blow, Several howls echoed back from the distance. They were answering you, and the craziest part? You could actually understand them. Hang in there, brother. We're coming. You were so touched you almost burst into tears. But your body knew better than to move a single muscle. Terrified of triggering the tiger cub, the cub frowned. He wasn't scared of a lone wolf, but a whole pack? That was a hassle. About 10 seconds later, the pack arrived. They even had the carcass of a brown bear clamped in their jaws. They looked at you, then looked at the tiger cub. Instantly, they bared their fangs at the tiger. That's just how united wolves are. The tiger cub weighed his options. Finally, he shot you a resentful glare, turned around, and walked away. Ding. Quest triggered. Nemesis quest. Defeat the tiger that keeps messing with you. Reward. Unknown. You were so pissed you almost passed out. Messing with me? This is literally just standard hunting, okay? If anyone's messing with me, it's you, you garbage system. Before you could even finish ranting, the alpha wolf approached. His gaze was intensely intimidating. Lone wolf. Where did you come from? Your brain went into overdrive. How the hell were you supposed to explain? Tell him you evolved from a praying mantis? The more I speak, the more I screw up. So, you shut your eyes tight, kicked your legs, and passed out clean. By the time you wake up again, you're already in a massive empty cave. Right in front of you is a wolf pup, about the size of a fully grown golden retriever. It's staring right at you, with wide, curious eyes. Whoa, you're awake. Where am I? You ask, even though you already know. This is home, mister. I guess so, you correct him. And hey, call me Big Brother. Okay, Big Brother. The little wolf pup's eyes are sparkling. Is the outside world fun? Is it fun? Those words just echo in your head. Oh, it's fun alright. So fun I almost lost my life. You're as weak as a piece of paper right now. Looking at this little wolf pup, you don't even have an ounce of energy left. Listen, little bro, your big brother is barely holding on here. Can you get me some water? You're doing this just to remind him. His dad told him to take care of you. There's no way he can disobey that order. I'll go right now. The little guy is pretty sharp. Taking off in a flash, you look around the cave. There are no other wolves around besides the two of you. Is this the alpha's den? Or just a private room they set up for you? Either way, it's good. Saves you from mingling with the pack and blowing your cover. Ding. Mission triggered. Integrate into the wolf pack. Requirement. Officially become a member of this timber wolf tribe. Reward. Unknown. Oh, a new mission. You thought you had to finish the last one before getting a new one. Guess this system is pretty flexible after all. The little wolf pup comes back in no time. He actually knew to bring water in a hollowed out rock. Now that's some serious IQ. Here, big brother, drink up. You must be starving, right? Let me go grab you some food. If it were anyone else, they'd probably play it cool and pretend they weren't hungry. Too bad your stomach is way more honest than your mouth. Grumble. Before you can even speak, your stomach answers for you. The tension in the air becomes incredibly awkward. Thank goodness the pup is so innocent. He doesn't mind it at all, and playfully dashes off again. You don't even bother stopping him. You dive face first into the water bowl, gulping it down. Maybe it's because you haven't drank anything in so long, but this water actually tastes a bit sweet. By the time the pup comes back with food in his mouth, you're still drinking, but the second you get a good look at what he brought back, your eyes light up like a ravenous beast. Hunger. It's a primal instinct hardwired right into your genes. There is absolutely no way logic can control this. Your stomach acid goes into overdrive, and you can't stop drooling. Good thing your belly is full of water, so your drool just mixes with the dripping water. At least you didn't embarrass yourself in front of your new little bro. Big brother, I brought you a bear paw. Eat up. The little wolf drops a bear paw bigger than your own head right in front of you. Screw having manners and playing the cool older brother. This is a real bear paw. Something you couldn't even dream of eating in your past life. A second later, you pounce on it. Your movements are incredibly fast and packed with power. Crunch. With a single bite, you tear right through the tough skin of the bear paw. The little wolf pup watches you, his eyes wide with awe. Wow, big brother, your teeth are amazing. Any other wolf would have spent half the day just trying to rip into a bear paw. But you? One bite is all it takes. That razor-sharp talent is definitely no joke. Consuming raw meat, purification value increased by 5. The meat hits your stomach. Rush of warmth exploded from your stomach, flooding through every fiber of your being. That sense of satisfaction felt good right down to the bone. Wait, eating actually gives you evolution points? Well, getting any points at all is a win. You didn't overthink it. Right now, nothing was more important than filling your belly. The little wolf pup just watched you devour the food. It was supposed to be his meal, but he didn't seem to mind at all. Yep, that bear paw was actually his dinner. He had already hidden the food the alpha prepared for you. He had his own little agenda. He wanted to hear your stories about the world outside the cave. He figured a lone wolf like you must have some epic tales. Suddenly, he let out a gasp. Big bro, your wound. The pup had been staring at you the whole time. He watched with his own eyes as that nasty gash on your stomach healed at an unbelievable speed. Don't make such a big deal out of it. You mumbled a quick excuse, saying you were just too weak from hunger before. Now that I've eaten and got some energy back, it heals faster, naturally. But deep down, you knew the truth. This was all thanks to your limb regeneration skill. But the little pup didn't know that. The look in his eyes was pure admiration. Everyone in the pack gets banged up now and then, but he had never seen anyone heal this fast. Not even his dad, the leader of the pack, was this incredible. Big bro, you're amazing. I'm going to go tell my dad. The little guy didn't even give you a chance to react. He was just like a kid who found a shiny toy and couldn't wait to show it off to his parents. He turned and bolted. Your heart skipped a beat. Whoa, little buddy, that's a terrible idea. You definitely didn't want his dad knowing you were awake this soon. You were just playing weak in front of him. It hadn't even been that long. Not only were you wide awake, but you'd also completely polished off a bare paw. How were you supposed to explain that? What if they thought you were up to no good? Sure enough, stressing out was pointless. The alpha was already here. Dad, look, his constitution is insane. His wound is completely healed. You could hear the pup shouting from a mile away. To be honest, you were sweating bullets. You were literally sitting in a wolf's den. If they had bad intentions, you were totally screwed today. Before long, a majestic, 3-meter-long giant wolf loomed right in front of you. It really has healed. The alpha's gaze was incredibly piercing. Little one, where did you come from? I forgot. Standing before him, you didn't dare show even an ounce of disrespect. You forgot? The alpha didn't seem to mind. Then, are you willing to join our family? It's better that you forgot. To the alpha, you were just a young forest wolf with immense potential. As long as your loyalty was real, he welcomed you. In the world of the pack, there are no traitors. Only losers. I am. You met his gaze, your eyes filled with absolute sincerity. You had to complete this quest anyway. You just didn't expect it to be this incredibly easy. Good. Welcome. From now on, this is your home. The alpha seemed genuinely pleased. You're still much too frail. Rest up and get your strength back first. Then, you can join our hunts. Until then, if you have any questions, just ask my oldest boy. We lost an adult wolf recently, but fate brought us you. Not a bad deal at all. Even if I have to feed you for free for a while. Fattening up a scrawny wolf is a whole lot faster than waiting for a pup to grow up, anyway. Getting looked down on again. Alright, fine, you're the boss. Whatever you say. Being taken care of actually doesn't sound too bad. You're feeling pretty smug right now. That bare paw from earlier didn't just heal your wounds. It also gave you a whopping 100 evolution points. Man, if I could eat like this every day. Ding. Quest completed. Join the wolf pack. Reward. Lifespan increased by 5 days. Ding. New quest triggered. The Wolf King. Objective. Become the alpha of this pack. Reward. Unknown. Whoa. Panic mode activated. I literally just joined them, and the system wants me to overthrow the boss? I'm not that kind of wolf. Well, you try to comfort yourself. Since they're treating me pretty well, I'll just make sure they live the high life once I take over. And so, you happily settle into your new, pampered lifestyle. The next day, oh, come on, system, you're screwing me over again. You're howling in the cave first thing in the morning. All because you checked your status panel. Constitution, strength, agility, and spirit, they all went up by 1 point. And it instantly clicked. Eating food actually makes you stronger. When your body gets stronger, your stats naturally go up with it. But here's the problem, if that's how it works, didn't the system totally scam me out of using evolution points to boost my stats? Big bro, you're awake. Wow, big bro, you look totally different after just one nap. The oldest pup runs over, wagging his tail. Are you really just called oldest pup? You don't have a real name? He nods. You look at him with deep pity. Having such an uncultured dad, that's rough, buddy. From now on, your name is Wolf Ching. Wow, the name Big Bro gave me sounds awesome. Alright, I'm Wolf Ching from now on. Wolf Ching is absolutely thrilled. He thinks the name makes him sound like a total badass. Yeah, so, listen up, Wolf Ching. Your big bro is feeling a little hungry. You know what to do. Wolf Ching dashes off in a flash. When you're hungry, you just eat. It's that simple. These pampered days fly by in a blur. Your body is beefing up right before their eyes. The alpha originally thought he'd have to nurse you for a month or two. But surprisingly, in just 6 days, you're as jacked as a normal timber wolf. You look completely healthy. The alpha can only shake his head and sigh, to be young again. There might still be some lingering issues with your body. Why don't you rest for a few more days? Right before the hunting party sets off, the alpha looks at you, clearly a bit worried. you practically begged to tag along today, and he couldn't bring himself to say no. The truth is, you literally can't afford to sit around anymore. Sure, you'd love to just slack off and be fed, but your lifespan won't let you. Even though you're built like a tank right now, you've only got a pathetic 9 days left to live. If you don't want to drop dead, you desperately need to grind some evolution points. A hunt means prey, and prey means sweet, sweet evolution points. Nah, my bones are starting to rust. I'm going hunting. Alright, fine, just stick close to the pack and don't do anything stupid. The alpha nods in agreement. Seeing you so eager and driven makes him pretty happy. It proves he didn't judge you wrong. The pack dashes through the dense jungle. With your current stats, keeping up with the squad is an absolute breeze. Host, Zhang Yang. Species, Jungle Wolf, Mortal Beast. Strength, 11. Constitution, 12. Agility, 11. Spirit, 10. Talents, Infinite Strength, Top-tier limb regeneration, Sharpness, Storage space, 32 slots. Basic Poison, Infinite Strength Fragment plus 30. Evolution points, 880. Lifespan, 8 days, 2 hours, and 58 minutes. That's not even counting the 4 times multiplier from your infinite strength. Target spotted, an antelope. The moment the scout wolf gave the signal, you shot out like an arrow from a bow. I've got this. Prey means evolution points. You weren't about to hold back. Go ahead. The alpha didn't stop you, but the other jungle wolves looked completely skeptical. There was no way they thought you'd pull this off. Antelopes are no joke to deal with. They're fast, they're strong, and one kick can leave a wolf half dead. Usually, it takes a whole pack to hunt one down. But you didn't care about any of that. You just wanted to know one thing. How many evolution points was this antelope going to give you? Before the poor antelope could even react, the shadow of death was already looming over it. You crept low to the ground, and at the perfect distance, you exploded forward. Your movements were smooth as butter. You didn't look like a rookie at all. You kidding? You've watched tons of nature documentaries. But in the very next moment, every single wolf was absolutely stunned. He didn't use his teeth? When you pinned that antelope down, you didn't even open your mouth. Even the alpha frowned. What on earth are you doing? You just scoffed. Use my teeth on an antelope? Please, I can end this with one swipe. The other wolves might not be strong enough. But you were built differently. With that 4 times multiplier, you possessed a terrifying 500 pounds of force. Pinning down a 100-pound antelope was basically child's play. You slammed the antelope's head into the dirt with a single paw. Its legs kicked wildly in the air, sending dirt flying everywhere. It couldn't break free at all. You even shifted into a more comfortable position. You pinned its head with your hind leg, raised your front paw, and took a vicious swipe at its fragile neck. Slash. Antelope killed. Gained 50 evolution points. Only 50 points? You were a little disappointed. But meanwhile, the wolf pack behind you was going absolutely crazy. Or rather, they were completely petrified. Incredible. He's too strong. A few of the jungle wolves even bowed their heads slightly toward you. In a wolf pack, power is everything. It's the survival of the fittest. It's a law carved right into their bones. And your performance just now completely crushed every single wolf present. Letting you join the pack was the best decision I ever made. The alpha walked over, his tone full of deep admiration. We're going to have an incredible hunt today, to repay you all for taking care of me these past few days. You seized the moment. It was the perfect excuse for the rest of the hunt. I want to be the one to take down all the prey today. Alright, the alpha also wanted to see exactly where your limits were. What came next was basically your own solo show. After evolving from a mantis into a jungle wolf, you needed to establish your dominance in the pack, and eventually, overthrow the old alpha. You decided it was time to really show off what you could do. After all, you had a god-tier system backing you up. So, during a hunt organized by the current alpha, you couldn't wait to kick off your one-man show. And since the pack had already witnessed your completely overpowered hunting style, the plan for this hunt was incredibly simple. The alpha kept watch, while the rest of the pack scouted around. And your only job was to one-shot the prey. Working together like this was absolutely flawless. Some of the wolves even volunteered to be the cleanup crew, eagerly dragging mountains of prey back to the den. Watching all this, the alpha couldn't help but genuinely think you were an absolute badass. You hunted straight through the afternoon, until you looked at the prey scattered everywhere and finally had to speak up. Boss, maybe we should call it a day here? If we keep hunting, we won't be able to finish it all, and it'll just go to waste. Waste? The alpha let out a laugh. Out here in the woods, the word waste doesn't exist. No matter how much we catch, we'll eat every last bite. You were a bit confused, but couldn't be bothered to overthink it. If he says they can eat it all, then let's keep hunting. After all, the sound of evolution points rolling in was music to your ears. You packed it in when it got dark. Doing a quick mental tally, you'd bagged over 200 beasts today alone, from rabbits all the way to black bulls. You raked in over 3,000 evolution points. Walking back right behind the alpha, you could feel the fiery gazes of the young female wolves, but you didn't even bat an eye. You headed straight back to your own den. Not long after you laid down, Lang Qing darted inside, wagging his tail so hard it looked like it might snap off. Big bro, even my dad thinks you're legendary. Oh, really? Hearing that made you feel pretty damn good. This was the same kid who kept you alive by feeding you bite by bite back in the day. Seeing that absolute worship in his eyes felt way better than raking in any amount of evolution points. Damn right it's true. You ruffled his head with your paw. What, you doubting your big bro's skills? Listen, back then, you gave up your own food just to feed me. You thought I didn't notice? You must be starving. You suddenly dropped your voice to a whisper. Just wait here, your big bro is taking you out for a massive feast later. All you can eat. Lang Qing's face flushed red, looking a little embarrassed. Big bro, you knew? Duh, obviously. You kept your paw on his head, but your tone shifted, turning dead serious. From this day forward, you, Lang Qing, are officially my, Zhang Yang's, little brother. As long as I've got meat to eat, you'll never go hungry. Big bro, I want to be just as strong as you too. Lang Qing's eyes were practically sparkling with determination. Just as strong? A thought crossed your mind, and you suddenly remembered that item sitting in your system inventory. System, synthesize the talent fragments. Ding, talent stone acquired, super strength, beginner level +3. A small, glowing green stone materialized right in front of you. You hadn't really paid much attention to it before, but now. Could you give this to Lang Qing? A wild idea popped into your head. Here, open up and eat this. You push the talent stone over to Lang Qing. Lang Qing just freezes, totally stunned. He looks at the stone, then looks right back at you. Your tone leaves absolutely no room for doubt. Without a single second of hesitation, he gulps it straight down. He trusts you, way more than he trusts himself. In a split second, a ring of green light bursts from Lang Qing's body, then quickly fades away. You almost think your eyes are playing tricks on you. Whoa, boss, my power got stronger. Lang Qing jumps 3 feet into the air. Howling with pure excitement, you look at him, feeling a little bitter on the inside. Man, if I knew this thing worked on others, I would have farmed that ant nest until there was absolutely nothing left. It's a real shame. There's no crying over spilled milk. What are you getting so hyped about? You quickly change the subject. Tell me, you guys hunted all this prey. How exactly are you planning to store it all? Store it? Lang Qing gives you a look like you're speaking absolute gibberish. We don't need to store it. We'll just eat it all. Eat it all? You're completely shocked. That's a literal mountain of meat. Won't you guys eat yourselves to death? Lang Qing looks at you like you're some poor, starving peasant. His eyes are full of pity and absolute heartache. Boss, did you seriously never get enough to eat before? The more we eat, the stronger we grow. And the stronger we grow, the more powerful we get. It's just that simple. His stare makes you squirm all over. You roll your eyes. Who are you pitying here, bro? But soon enough, you understand exactly what he means. When the food is handed out, your portion is piled up like a massive mountain. You're stuffed after just a few bites. But then you look over at Lang Qing. That guy's stomach is a literal bottomless pit. He just hasn't stopped eating. So, this is how the rules of this world actually work. Suddenly, you feel like this totally twisted world is getting more and more interesting. 3 days later, joyful days of farming points always fly right by. You and the wolf pack have completely swept through this whole area. The number of prey has noticeably plummeted. Meanwhile, the true ruler of this forest, that little tiger, has been starving for 2 days straight. The hunger is making him incredibly cranky. And when he figures out that the culprits behind his missing food are those jungle wolves he always looked down on, his rage is completely ignited. 2 tigers cannot share one mountain, let alone a whole pack of wolves. He absolutely has to chase them out. Or better yet, wipe them all out. The little tiger makes up his mind. Right when the midday sun is blazing at its hottest, he struts right over to the wolf den, absolutely oozing with arrogance. However, in the very next second, his pride is completely shattered by the mountain of food piled up inside the den. Hunger instantly makes his eyes flash with a ravenous green light. Hesitation? What are you waiting for? It came here looking for a fight anyway. Snatching the food first and then chasing the wolves away makes perfect sense. Reason was devoured by hunger. The young tiger shot straight into the wolf den like a cannonball. Those left behind were all old and weak. A young gray wolf in charge of moving supplies had barely bared its teeth before the little tiger slapped it down and pinned it hard against the ground. A tiger's strength is simply not something a single wolf can ever match. What was worse, the young tiger, in a fit of wild rage, struck a fatal blow. The crimson scent instantly set off the entire den. "Don't do anything rash. Hurry, go find your big brother." An old wolf desperately held back the bloodshot-eyed young wolf. Even if all of these old bones charged in, they wouldn't be enough to fill the tiger's teeth. "Right now, our only hope is you, me. Go, now, take the little ones and run." The old wolf's eyes were fiercely determined. The young wolf shivered from head to toe. It was true, he could lay down his life. But the pups absolutely had to survive. He made a split-second decision and rushed out of the den with the 4 little pups, leaving his back to those 8 aging timber wolves. Once the figures of the pups vanished from sight, the old wolves turned their heads back around. There was not a single trace of fear left in their cloudy eyes, only the absolute resolve to go down fighting. "You want to touch our food? You'll have to step over our fallen bodies first." A tragic, agonizing roar echoed out, and then quickly faded into silence. On the other side, the young wolf was howling wildly as he sprinted with the pups. His voice was filled with sheer devastation. What happened? The wolf on perimeter patrol spotted them. A tiger got into the den. "Quick, take me to my dad and big brother." The adult wolf's face drastically changed. He didn't even stop to check on the young one, and immediately turned around, sprinting frantically in your direction. It didn't take long before nearly 20 adult wolves gathered around you and the alpha, moving together like a bolt of black lightning. Dashing fiercely toward the den, before anyone even arrived, an unbearably thick, metallic scent pierced right into your nose. In that split second, the entire pack lost their minds. "Eldest son, you stay here and watch over them." The alpha turned to look at the young wolf, his voice incredibly hoarse, sounding as if he were leaving his final words. "If we don't make it out, you all must survive on your own." "Understood." The young wolf gritted his teeth, refusing to shed a tear. "Move in." The sight inside the den was absolutely horrifying. 8 aging, broken bodies lay scattered across the ground. The life hadn't even fully faded from them. There were no wails of grief, no tears. There was only a dead, heavy silence, and a burning, furious rage igniting within that silence. The young tiger was leaning against the corner, feasting away. It was only when it saw you all that it slowly, lazily stood up. It shook the crimson stains off its fur. "This is my territory now." It let out a deep, rumbling growl, completely looking down on all of you. And the only answer it received was the entire pack's silent, deadly charge. You didn't try to stop them. This was their revenge. You had no right to interfere. The young tiger swiped its claws with pure disdain. Every single strike sent a wolf flying, leaving behind deep, bloody gashes. Its power was absolutely terrifying. But right at that moment, it finally moved. No flashy tricks, no hesitation. Just a brutal, head-on strike. The young tiger didn't even bother to look at you. It just carelessly swiped a paw in your direction. You raised your own claws to block it. Crack, a heavy, sickening thud echoed out. Your paw was badly mangled. "My body is still too weak." The thought flashed through your mind, but you didn't take a single step back. The young tiger, however, froze completely. Its paw wasn't broken. Its entire front leg had gone completely numb. It stared at you in absolute shock. Your raw power, it was actually matching its own. In that split second of hesitation, the pack of jungle wolves saw their opening. They lunged at the beast like absolute maniacs, sinking their teeth into its flesh. Roar, the young tiger went completely berserk. It crushed one wolf's vitals in a single bite, violently thrashing its massive body around. It was desperately trying to shake off these annoying pests, and for just a moment, it forgot about you. And that was exactly the opening you were waiting for. Dragging your mangled leg, you locked your eyes onto its massive frame. From this exact angle, its throat was wide open. A devastating strike. You channeled every ounce of your 500 pounds of raw strength, stacked with the multiplier of your innate talent, and forced it all into this single, fatal bite. Rip, your fangs sliced through the tiger's thick hide like a hot knife through butter, instantly tearing its flesh apart. A flawless strike right to the vitals. The agonizing pain sent the young tiger into an absolute frenzy. Operating on pure instinct, it slashed wildly, carving deep gashes across your body, while snapping its massive, blood-stained jaws straight at you. You couldn't dodge it. Just as you were about to use your final trump card, a familiar silhouette slammed into the beast, throwing its own body right between you and those crushing jaws. It was the alpha. I'll leave the rest to you. He didn't even look at the tiger. He just locked his eyes onto yours. His thick blood spilled from his mouth. The tiger's fangs had completely impaled his stomach. His warm blood splashed right across your face. In that instant, you saw nothing but red. Your dead meat. A terrifying, beastly roar ripped its way out of your throat. Your hind legs smashed into the ground, launching your entire body forward like a cannonball. You slammed brutally right into the tiger's jaw. Your fangs sank deep into its bleeding flesh once again, but this time, you clamped down straight over its head. You poured every last drop of your strength into it, locking your jaws shut so hard you could actually hear its jawbones grinding and cracking. The young tiger completely lost its mind. Its front claws tore at your body in absolute desperation. But you refused to let go. You just let it shred your flesh to pieces. There was only one single thought left in your mind: take it down. Ding. Tiger eliminated. Target killed above your level. You have gained 2,000 evolution points. Quest completed. Nemesis. Quest rewards. Lifespan extended by 5 days. 2,000 evolution points added. The young tiger's massive body crashed to the ground. You won, but you didn't even spare it a glance, dragging your heavily wounded body and inching step by step to the alpha wolf's side. His blood was almost completely drained. Promise me, take good care of them. He looked at you, using up the very last ounce of his strength. You looked into his eyes, and word by word, solemnly made your promise. I promise you, from this day forward, I will be their king. The old wolf king collapsed, a faint smile of relief on his face. A low howl forced its way out of your throat. It was a cry of sorrow, but also a declaration. In an instant, the entire den was drowned in a chorus of echoing howls. It was a release of victory, and a mourning for the fallen. After evolving from a mantis into a jungle wolf, you helped the pack strike down the invading tiger, and successfully rose as the new wolf king, to repay the old king for taking that fatal blow for you. You resolved to grow and strengthen the pack in his honor, to one day pass it down to his son, Ching. Meanwhile, outside the den, Ching heard the pack's mournful cries. An ominous feeling washed over him, when he rushed inside like a madman, and saw his father lying dead on the ground. The half-grown pup burst into tears. You turned around, looked at him, and then violently forced yourself to stand using your 3 remaining good legs. Blood dripped from your wounds, but you stood as steady as a rock. From this day on, I am the Wolf King. Your voice wasn't loud, but it struck like a heavy stone into the heart of every jungle wolf. An indescribable, overwhelming aura erupted from your body. Every single jungle wolf, no matter how badly injured, dropped to their front knees. They bowed their heads to you, letting out low rumbles of absolute submission. Ding. Quest completed. Wolf King. Quest rewards. Lifespan extended by 30 days. Ding. Quest triggered. Grow the pack. Quest requirements: expand the size of the wolf pack. Quest rewards: unknown. Friendly reminder: assimilation is the best method. 30 days of lifespan. You silently repeated that number in your head, feeling highly satisfied. This life of mine has been extended. You turned to the still sobbing Ching, your voice devoid of any warmth. Go, take care of your father's body. Ching looked up at you, his eyes filled with mixed emotions. But he nodded anyway. He was still too young. Dragging the old king's massive body was incredibly difficult, his sweat and tears mixing together as he pulled. But not a single wolf stepped forward to help. This was his ritual, a burden he had to shoulder alone, the very last shred of his father's pride. You all, clean up the den. You issued the command to the other wolves. Right after that, you clamped your jaws around the tiger cub's body and dragged it back to your own nest. Grief was grief, but life had to go on. The pack got to work, burying their fallen comrades, scrubbing away the blood. Everything was perfectly orderly. Back in your den, you stared at the tiger's body. You knew damn well that just eating it raw would be a total waste. System: merge. This fusion requires 5,000 evolution points. Success rate: 79%. Proceed with fusion? 5,000? What a rip-off. You cursed under your breath. That was almost half your entire stash. Even so, you didn't hesitate for a single second. Merge. The tiger's body exploded in an instant. It shattered into millions of glowing green specks, drilling into your body like crazy. Ding. Fusion successful. Please select a fusion path. 2 options popped up right in front of you. Option 1. Keep your wolf body, but grow a tiger's head. Option 2. Maintain your pure wolf form. Option 2. What exactly does it boost? You weren't in the mood for nonsense. That first option was ugly as sin. If you really wanted a tiger's head, wouldn't it be better to just evolve into a tiger? Ding. Option 2 enhances the host's skeletal strength. That's the one. The very next moment, an agonizing burn ripped through every bone in your body. The intense pain almost made you black out. Thank God the system's surgeries were always lightning fast. No matter how badly it hurt, it was over in a flash. Ding. Tiger bone fusion complete. Strength +1. Constitution +1. Agility +1. Physical potential +10. Evolution point cap increased by 10,000. Ding. Post-fusion, the maximum limit for all attributes has been increased by 10 extra points. You got it. Basically, the ceiling for your physical body was now way higher. Laying down in the den, you finally had a solid plan in mind. For now, you weren't going to ditch this wolf body. You had missions to complete and a pack to lead. Plus, staying as a wolf let you hunt down the weaker prey, farming them for XP to rapidly stack up evolution points. But right now, you needed to rest. That night, a heavy grief still hung over the den. Lang Qing whimpered by his father's grave all night long. But by the very next day, the entire pack had bounced back to life. The dead are gone. The living just have to fight to stay alive. Lang Qing stands guard at your cave. His voice has lost yesterday's childishness, replaced by a cold, hard maturity. Boss, they're all waiting for your orders. You groggily wake up. Your whole body is covered in scabs, making you look absolutely terrifying. Today, we rest. You can't be bothered to move. Your body hasn't fully recovered yet. Lang Qing doesn't hesitate for a second. He turns around to pass on the order. When he gets back, he just quietly guards the cave entrance. Like a living statue. This kid has really grown up. You don't try to comfort him. Real men don't need that kind of crap. System, you keep your eyes closed, calling out in your mind. Enhance physique. Pour all my evolution points into it. These wounds are healing way too slowly. You can't wait anymore. As for saving some points for later, screw that. Sitting on 40 days of lifespan, you're feeling cocky again. Your evolution points instantly drain, leaving only 850. But at the same time, your physique attribute skyrockets by 7 points. Smashing right through the 20-point mark, a surging power erupts inside you. Your body inflates like a balloon, visibly expanding in size. Lang Qing's eyes nearly pop out of his head at the door, but he doesn't say a word. He just assumes you finally digested that tiger. In his eyes, this is exactly how a king should be. Another day passes and your injuries are completely healed. Not even a single scar is left behind. Right now, you are 2.5 meters long and 1.7 meters tall. You look even more fierce and imposing than the old wolf king. Today, we hunt. You step out of the den and announce to the whole pack, once you've all gotten stronger, we're going to devour the other packs. Hearing the word, devour, the wolves instantly go wild, howling in response. You leave 5 wolves behind to guard the den, then lead the main force charging back into the jungle. By afternoon, you're about to lead the pack to hunt down an elk. When you suddenly stop in your tracks, you've spotted a new prey. A wild boar. This big guy is grunting away, sleeping soundly in a mud pit. Weighing in at 300 kilograms, with 2 massive, long tusks. It looks like it's not afraid of a damn thing. You're getting a little pissed off. Does this bastard think you're a joke of a hunter? Alpha, don't mess with that thing. It's not worth it. The voice of a jungle wolf next to you is trembling. However, you just curl your lips, revealing a slight smirk. Advice? Since when do you ever listen to that? You just watch from here. Before you even finish speaking, your body already lunged forward. That wild boar was still sunbathing with its 4 legs in the air. It practically delivered its weak spot right to your mouth. But you didn't bite. You thought it was too dirty. Instead, you descended from the sky, your 4 sharp wolf claws stomping viciously onto its soft belly. -13, -7. The wild boar let out a miserable howl in pain. It flipped over and scrambled up, its eyes instantly turning blood red. It went berserk, its hind hooves pawed at the ground, like a revving little tank, and charged right at you with its 2 massive tusks. Don't move, I'll handle this myself. You let out a low growl, stopping your underlings who wanted to rush in and help. Immediately after, you pushed off with all 4 paws. Your body leapt up effortlessly, like it was loaded with springs. The wild boar charged into thin air, immediately hit the brakes and spun around, even backing up a few steps. It wanted to widen the distance to increase its ramming power. Its IQ wasn't exactly high. You couldn't even bear to watch. Bang! A muffled thud. The world went quiet. Those 2 long tusks sunk into the tree trunk right up to their roots. It successfully hung itself on the tree. Its 4 hooves flailed pointlessly in the air. You stepped forward, completely expressionless, and a single claw slashed open its throat, putting an end to its struggle. Ding! Leapfrog kill on a wild boar. Evolution points plus 500. Intermediate thick skin fragment plus 1. This thing can actually drop talent fragments? Well, now you were really pumped up. You immediately had your underling call the others to carry the pig back, then pointed at the guide wolf and commanded, "Take me to the other wild boars. I'm going to wipe out their entire nest." Alpha. The wild boar herd has at least 100 of them. Your underling was a bit panicked. 100 of them? Isn't that even better? You didn't waste any more breath, and followed him as you sneaked into the wild boar forest. You wait here. You dropped the order, and sneaked in completely alone. Not far in, you spotted another wild boar. Likewise, it was sleeping soundly right in a mud pit. You couldn't even be bothered to roast it. -13, -7, and so, the exact same routine. The same low IQ wild boar, and the same perfectly executed charge. Ding. Evolution points plus 500. Intermediate thick skin fragment plus 1. You ignored the corpse, and continued deeper in, until the sky gradually turned dark. The corpses of 11 wild boars were already lying at your feet. System. Synthesize the talent stone. Use it immediately. You were too lazy to wait. Ding. Congratulations to the host for obtaining the talent, intermediate thick skin. Passively increases constitution by 50%. Not bad. A constitution attribute, in that exact instant, shot straight up to 30 points. You felt the explosive power surging through your body. Glancing at the sky, it's about time for the wild boar herd to start moving as a pack. Time to head back. Getting swarmed by a whole herd of wild boars is no joke. You aren't strong enough yet to take on an entire herd head on. Laying low for now is your only option. You quickly lead your pack back to the wolf den. You quickly tally up today's loot. The food doesn't really matter, as long as everyone's full. But seeing those evolution points skyrocket gives you a massive thrill. Taking down 11 boars netted you 5,500 evolution points. Added to what you already had, the total shot straight up to 8,360 points. Perfect. You think to yourself, if I hunt another 20 tomorrow, the next level of the system shop will finally unlock. The pack is feasting too, grease dripping from their muzzles, completely satisfied. But, right while you guys are stuffing your faces, back at the wild boar's den, the tension is ice cold. Who dared to kill my subordinates? The Boar King roars furiously in the mud pit where you were hunting earlier today. His massive body makes the very ground shake. Losing 11 of his guys in a single day is a total slap in the face. It was wolves, my king. Some wolves snuck into our territory. We have to get revenge, a boar shouts, pointing at the paw prints in the mud. They figured it out. They've got some nerve. The Boar King fumes, ramming his head into a small tree and snapping it in half. Let's move. We're going after them. I'm gonna tear their den apart today. But there was just one problem. After this raging herd charged out of their cozy den, they all just stood there looking stupid. Where exactly do these wolves live? The Boar King turns and looks at his minion. The minion looks back, totally lost. Boss, why are you asking me? Who am I supposed to ask? We're a bunch of homebody boars. We get lost the second we step outside. Well, this is awkward. Should we go back? No way. We just made this huge scene storming out of here. If we scurry back just because we can't find them, how will I ever show my face again? Search. Find them for me. Even if we have to tear this forest apart, we are finding those wolves. Boar King laid down the law. And so, a whole herd of grunting, snorting boars started recklessly crashing through the woods. The way they moved was like a fleet of bulldozers plowing through. Tigers, leopards, bears, everything had to get the hell out of their way. But running around blind like a bunch of headless chickens is a terrible strategy. After thrashing around for the entire night, right as the sun was coming up, they finally cornered one unlucky little monkey. After a messy exchange of wild gestures and death threats, the terrified monkey, pinned against a tree by their tusks, finally figured out what these absolute menaces wanted. With the little monkey leading the way, the exhausted boar army finally found your wolf den. Meanwhile, you were still sound asleep when an icy system alert exploded in your head. Quest triggered. The Boar King's challenge. Objective. During the Boar King's assault, keep at least half of the wolf pack alive. Quest reward. Unknown. After evolving from a mantis into a jungle wolf, you suddenly receive an alert from the god level system in the middle of the night. Mission triggered. The Wild Boar King's challenge. Requirement. Under the Wild Boar King's attack, protect the wolf pack and ensure over half of them survive. Mission reward. Unknown. The Wild Boar King is attacking. You snap awake instantly. Without a single second of hesitation, you immediately let out a sharp, urgent howl. Summoning the pack. In less than half a minute, all the adult jungle wolves appear before you, their eyes sharp and alert. The Wild Boar King is bringing his horde. Your voice is low, but echoes with power. Lang Ching, take the pups to the deepest part of the cave right now. Don't you dare come out without my order. Lang Ching's eyes are filled with frustration. Hiding again, forced to just stand by and watch again. Go, now, you're grown up, it's time to shoulder some responsibility. Stop acting like a spoiled child. You scold him sharply, your words hit him like a splash of ice-cold water, snapping Lang Ching back to reality. He nods heavily. Don't worry, boss, I'll take good care of them. I'll die before I let anything happen to them. After saying that, he takes the 4 little pups, turning resolutely to retreat deep into the wolf cave. You nod silently. This kid, Lang Ching, is starting to look like a true future alpha. As for the crisis right in front of you, evolution points served right on a silver platter. I'd be a fool not to take them. I originally wanted to save up to unlock the level 2 store. You lick your lips, your eyes turning ice cold. Looks like I won't be able to save up after all. Plans change. I have to convert my evolution points into raw combat power, right now. Without a second thought, you pull up the system interface. System, enhance my strength attribute by 8 points. Ding, this upgrade will cost 8,000 evolution points. Do you wish to proceed? Upgrade. The moment you speak, the 8,000 evolution points are instantly wiped clear. An explosive surge of power floods through every bone in your body. Your strength attribute shoots straight up to 20 points. Factoring in your talent's 4 times multiplier, a single swipe of your claws right now packs a full 1,000 pounds of raw force. Alpha, what do we do? One of the jungle wolves asks in a low voice. There's no fear in his eyes, only absolute trust. Your command is the only thing they need to fight to the bitter end. You all hold the cave entrance. Don't let a single one of those pigs inside. Your strategy is beautifully brutal. Anyone who dares to step foot inside gets beaten back, but you don't plan on fighting inside the narrow cave. Even though the bottleneck favors the pack, there are just too many wild boars out there. A battle of attrition is something you simply can't afford, so you decide to step outside yourself and face the horde alone. Alpha, cut the crap, get ready. You cut him off instantly. Without hesitation, you stepped out of the wolf den all by yourself. The very next second, the sight before you made your pupils shrink in shock. Oh boy, in the clearing right outside the den, a massive, dark horde of over 100 red-eyed wild boars had already gathered. Their heavy breathing merged into a single, terrifying sound, creating an overwhelming sense of pressure. Flanked by its herd, the boar king stepped right to the front of the pack. Its massive frame was a full size larger than yours. Those 230-centimeter tusks gleamed coldly in the morning light. Like 2 drawn blades, it was strutting forward, ready to declare your execution. However, you were faster. You leapt into the air and landed smoothly on a massive, 3-meter-tall boulder right in front of the cave. Looking down from your high vantage point, you faced the waning moon on the horizon and let out an earth-shattering howl. Oh woo, that howl was filled with absolute defiance and boundless fighting spirit. It was a declaration of war, king to king. The wolf pack inside the den felt your fierce resolve, and they joined in with their own deafening howls. Their roaring battle cry instantly shattered the overwhelming pressure brought by the boar herd. The boar king felt utterly humiliated in front of everyone, absolutely fuming with rage. My massive army is right at your doorstep, and instead of cowering in fear, you actually dare to provoke us? Alright then, I'll show you what we're made of today. The boar king let out a furious roar. It scraped the ground with its 4 hooves, looking exactly like a runaway heavy-duty truck. Charged wildly toward the boulder beneath your feet. It wanted to smash that rock into pieces and send you tumbling down. You honestly didn't expect this guy to be so recklessly aggressive, just diving straight into a fight without a word. But hey, aren't you attacking the wrong target? What did the rock ever do to you? Boom! With a massive crash, the boulder violently shook from the impact. You almost lost your footing, so you leapt straight down from the top. A one-on-one duel? That's exactly what you wanted. The second you hit the ground, you raised your sharp claws and swiped right at the boar king's head. Completely fearless, relying on its ridiculously thick hide, the boar king whipped its head around, aiming its tusks straight at your claws. It actually wanted to trade blows with you, but you weren't that stupid. You swiftly pulled back your claws and whipped your body around. Swoosh, your steel whip of a tail lashed out, viciously striking the boar king right on the neck. Even without any talent buffs, that tail swipe packed 700 to 800 pounds of raw force. It hit the boar king so hard it stumbled, nearly crashing flat on its face. Trample him to death. Taking a loss on the very first exchange, the boar king flew into a humiliated rage. It instantly abandoned the one-on-one duel. With a furious roar, it ordered a full-scale attack. After all, what was the point of having a gang of followers, if not to jump someone together? In an instant, nearly 100 wild boars charged all at once, stampeding toward you like a massive herd of wild horses. It was a terrifying sight that would make any living creature shake with absolute fear. The wolf pack guarding the den had their hearts in their throats. Even you were a little panicked, but you didn't dodge, because you just noticed a fatal flaw. The IQ of these boars was seriously questionable. There was only so much space right in front of you, and they actually all swarmed forward at once. Before they even got close to hitting you, they ended up crashing right into each other. A few unlucky ones got trampled by their own kind right then and there, squealing in pain. Those were all precious evolution points. Your heart just ached watching them go to waste. To stop this senseless waste, you finally made your move. You didn't take them head on. Instead, you turned around and bolted. You led the wild boar herd in massive circles across the wide meadow. Don't let him get away. The boar king roared smugly from the back. But he never planned on running far anyway. After just one lap, the herd's formation was completely stretched out, and the weaker ones had already fallen way behind. This was your chance. You slammed on the brakes and charged right back into the scattered herd, slicing through them like a hot knife through butter. Total chaos broke out. None of them expected you to turn around and fight back. You moved as fast as lightning, your razor-sharp claws slicing open one throat after another with deadly precision. One strike, one kill. Their blood dyed your fur completely red, and it made the Boar King's eyes go bloodshot with rage. He finally figured it out. All his missing minions from before, that was all you're doing. The exact same execution style. Kill him, crush him to death. The Boar King roared, his heart bleeding with pure rage. Too bad the boar's speed couldn't even come close to matching yours. You kept dodging in unpredictable zigzag patterns, turning their clumsy swerves into fatal mistakes. 1 down, 2 down, 10 down. By the time the sun came up, you had already claimed the lives of 10 wild boars. Without a second thought, you dumped every single evolution point straight into agility, making you even faster. Your movements became effortlessly smooth. The Boar King was completely losing his mind with rage. Suddenly, he spotted a few timber wolves peeking out from the den. A sick, twisted idea crossed his mind. Oh, alright then, you slaughter my boys? I'll wipe out your entire family. Boar King let out a deafening squeal, and half the herd immediately stopped chasing you. They whipped around and charged ruthlessly straight for the wolf den. You saw this and your stomach dropped. Oh no, get back inside the den, all of you, you roared from a distance. The Boar King heard your panicked roar and just smirked. He knew exactly what he was doing. He had found your absolute weak spot. You sprinted back for your life, pushing your speed until you were nothing but a dark green blur. My king, forget about us, just run. The wolves at the entrance howled in despair. They were completely cornered by the boars, but you still had a chance to escape. I said get inside, you snarled. You lunged behind the massive boulder, pushing with every last ounce of strength in your body. You shoved the giant rock with all your might, but the Boar King saw right through your plan. Like hell he was gonna let you do that. Accompanied by 2 of his royal guards, they charged at you from the flank in a triangle formation. If you didn't dodge, you'd be completely crushed, but if you dodged, the pups would be slaughtered. Screw it, you made your choice. There was no turning back now. The wild Boar King's fangs are inches away. It can already picture you being smashed to a bloody pulp. But right as it's about to strike, your hind legs explode off the ground, kicking back like a warhorse. With a ton of force, both your paws slam fiercely into the Boar King's face. Crash. Caught between the impact and the recoil, the massive boulder collapses, sealing the cave entrance shut. You can't save them, and you can't save yourself either. Taking a kick to the face doesn't piss the Boar King off. Instead, it looks incredibly smug. Because its razor-sharp fangs just slashed a deep, nasty gash right across your leg. There's no escaping now. Staring at the vicious herd of boars surrounding you, you feel the searing pain in your leg, but there isn't a single trace of fear on your face. Run? You never even planned on running. You glare coldly at the Boar King, and with a single thought. System, activate basic poison. In a split second, your blood-stained wolf claws glow with a deadly, eerie green aura. The Boar King has no idea what just changed inside you. But he's no fool either. He's not about to lead the charge himself again. You're acting way too bizarre for a little wolf pup, and he's not taking any chances. So, letting his minions gang up on you is the safest bet. The very next second, the massive black herd of wild boars surges toward you like a tidal wave. The whole ground is shaking, but you're done running in circles with them. That busted hind leg is definitely a problem. It's slowing down your top speed. However, your newly boosted agility is more than enough to put on one hell of a show right in the middle of this herd. But he's not running. The Boar King's eyes practically bulge out of its head. Instead of running away, you dive headfirst straight into the herd. Are you insane? The boars don't give a damn if you've lost your mind. They just have one simple, brutal goal: crush you to death. However, you didn't charge in to clash head-on. You duck and weave through the gaps in the herd, moving like an absolute ghost. With every swipe of your claws, a spray of fresh blood bursts into the air. The poison on your claws is finally kicking in. That stuff cost 1,000 evolution points. Sure, it won't instantly kill them, but the constant weakening and blinding pain is enough to shatter their charging formation. Pretty soon, the stampeding boars are forced to a screeching halt. They close in around you, thrusting countless fangs in your direction. Too bad almost none of them can actually land a hit. Meanwhile, your fangs and claws are already drenched in crimson blood. At first, the Boar King was thrilled, just waiting for you to get crushed. But slowly, he realizes something is very wrong with this picture. It's an absolute massacre, and the worst part is, all that blood belongs to his own crew. Feels like a bad dream. The guy who was supposed to be trampled into dust isn't just surviving, he's fighting harder and wilder by the second. He was right, you really do get stronger the longer you fight. You realized that boosting your constitution naturally sent your defense right up with it. Even when their tusks managed to graze you, it was nothing but a scratch. That realization made you stop holding back. A wild idea started forming in your head. Wipe them all out. And that's exactly what you did. Every time your evolution points hit 1000, you dumped them straight into your stats without a second thought. Whether it was a boost in strength or a spike in agility, it only made you that much deadlier in this fight. By the time the Boar King finally realized how screwed he was, the ground was already covered in a thick layer of boar carcasses. The very next second, he went absolutely berserk. Not out of blind rage, but because he knew the truth. Today, it was either you or him. If he let you walk out of here alive, his entire herd would become your prey. The Boar King let out a massive roar and charged straight at you. The lesser boars in his way frantically scrambled to clear a path. You saw him coming from a mile away. Honestly, you were kind of unimpressed. Such a straightforward attack? That's just pathetic. Right as he was about to ram into you, and the very second you got ready to jump out of the way, something totally unexpected happened. The Boar King actually tripped over a dead body. With a massive stumble, he face planted right in front of you. You were already mid-jump. You practically choked on air watching it happen. Was this guy a total joke? Honestly though, the Boar King was smart. And the smarter you are, the more you fear death. After watching you slaughter over 100 of his lackeys, charging at you actually terrified him. So, his foot slipping was completely normal. However, that clumsy slip actually turned into a godsend for him. You were still in the air, with nothing to push off of. You could only watch helplessly as you fell right toward where he landed. And all he had to do was lift his head, and those huge tusks would skewer you right through the gut. Talk about dumb luck. You cursed under your breath, violently twisting your body mid-air. Squelch, the sickening sound of flesh tearing. Even giving it your all, you still couldn't dodge it completely. A tusk pierced brutally through one of your hind legs. Agony shot through your entire body in an instant. But you weren't just taking the hit. Using the momentum of your fall, you sank your teeth right into the Boar King's neck. You ripped at it viciously. The Boar King shrieked in pain. Too panicked to keep fighting, he violently whipped his head around and sent you flying through the air. You tumbled hard through the herd, coated in a mix of your own blood and theirs, looking like a literal ball of gore. But as you dragged your mangled leg, swaying as you forced yourself back up, the sheer murder in your glowing red eyes made the Boar King take a fearful step back. He was terrified, chilled right to the bone. What kind of look was that? It was the primal, relentless madness of a wild beast. Kill him, he thought, just to hide his own fear. The Boar King let out a blood-curdling roar, and the remaining boars closed in once again. Your hind leg completely crippled, your mobility was shot. There was no more dodging or weaving. Fine then. Time to face them head-on. Every strike hit deep. Every swipe drew blood. How is this possible? He's hurt so badly. How is he still this fierce? The Boar King panicked all over again. He realized that, even pinned in one spot, you were still an absolute monster. With every single swipe of your claws, another boar dropped dead. Meanwhile, their attacks, hitting your body felt like a mere tickle. The law of the jungle. Survival of the fittest. Watching helplessly, as a heavily injured opponent slaughtered his entire herd right in front of him. The Boar King's last shred of courage finally broke. He wanted to run, but his legs were trembling so hard, he couldn't move a single inch. He was scared completely witless. Now, it's your turn. Once there wasn't a single boar left standing, you dragged your mangled, bloody hind leg, step by step, toward the now completely paralyzed king. That one freezing, guttural growl almost scared the Boar King to death right then and there. His last two remaining guards didn't give a damn about royal pride anymore. They bolted, vanishing instantly into the thick jungle. You didn't chase them. Honestly, you couldn't have chased them if you tried. But the Boar King didn't know that. He didn't dare to run. You walked right up to him. It wasn't until your wolf fangs brushed against his neck that he finally woke up and started to thrash around. But the harder he fought, the faster his blood drained. With a mind full of confusion, the Boar King died. Ding. Mission accomplished. The Boar King's challenge. Mission rewards. Lifespan increased by 30 days. Medium thick hide fragments. Plus 10. You let out a heavy thud, nearly collapsing from sheer exhaustion. Looking at the 19,230 evolution points in the system, you decided to save them to unlock the level 2 shop. System. Craft talent stones. Ding. Crafting successful. Congratulations to the host. You have obtained 1 medium thick hide talent stone and 1 advanced thick hide talent stone. Without a second of hesitation, you used the advanced talent stone. Ding. Used successfully. Thick hide talent upgraded to advanced. Passive effect. Constitution doubled. A warm rush instantly flooded through your entire body. You could literally feel your wounds healing faster. The limb regeneration talent completely relies on your constitution. Doubling your constitution? That is incredibly overpowered, but right at that moment, a sudden, chilling sense of danger made you snap your head up. Two brown bears you've seen before appeared at the edge of your vision. After evolving from a mantis into a jungle wolf, you had just slaughtered the giant boar king. But before you could even catch your breath, a sudden flash of danger made you snap your head up. Two brown bears you've seen before appeared at the edge of your vision. They were drawn in by the heavy stench of blood, but these two massive beasts just stood far away, took one look at the slaughtered prey scattered everywhere, then glanced at you standing right in the middle of it all. And then, they chickened out. Without making a single sound, they turned tail and ran, mentally deciding to steer clear of your wolf pack from now on. Just as you breathed a sigh of relief, the system's voice chimed in again. Quest triggered. Kill the peeper. Quest objective. Kill the leopard eyeing your food. Quest reward. Unknown. Right as the voice faded, a sleek, arrogant leopard swaggered out from the bushes. He clearly wasn't looking for a fight. He was here to claim a share of your loot. As far as he was concerned, you were already a crippled, exhausted mess. With so many corpses lying around, His Royal Highness the leopard taking one. Surely you wouldn't dare object, right? Well, you didn't really mind. But you definitely had a temper. Drop it. You let out a low, warning growl. The leopard just shot you a disdainful glare, and went right back to dragging a dead boar away. Oh, for heaven's sake. You're half dead already, and you still want to stick your nose in? Careful, or I'll finish you off right now. It seemed, the system was absolutely right. This guy wasn't going to back down. You didn't waste any more breath. Dragging your mangled leg, you limped toward him, step by step. Slow, but completely unflinching. You moved at a snail's pace, every single step tearing at your wounds. The pain was agonizing. What the? The leopard flared up in anger. I gave you an inch, and you want a mile? You really think you can chase me off? He bared his fangs at you. Hunkering low to the ground, shifting into a strike stance. A deep, threatening growl rumbled in his throat. However, you acted like you didn't even see it, keeping up your slow, steady pace. That was it. The leopard's pride was entirely shattered. This wasn't about a free meal anymore. This was about dominance. You stupid wolf, you really have a death wish. The very second you stepped into his striking range, the leopard lunged. Moving like a bolt of lightning, he snapped straight for your throat. Heaven-defying strike. You chanted silently in your mind. Meeting his fangs head-on, you unleashed the trump card you'd been holding back this whole time. A deadly move you hadn't even dared to waste on the boar king. The leopard was insanely fast, though. Your claws had barely lifted before his razor-sharp fangs pierced the fur around your ribs, sinking deep into your flesh. Huh, this hide is pretty tough. That was his very last thought. The very next second, your claws strike. That isn't a strike, that is pure destruction. Fueled by massive power, your claws pierce deep into the leopard's flesh. Then, you rip them apart with vicious force. Slash. The leopard doesn't even have time to feel the agony of death. Its shattered body crashes to the ground, splattering blood everywhere. Ding. Leopard killed. Gained 200 evolution points, plus 1 medium agility fragment. Ding. Quest completed. Kill the stalker. Quest reward. Lifespan increased by 5 days. Stingy. You spit at the leopard's corpse. Well, at least it dropped a talent fragment. Guess that's a decent consolation prize. Since leopards drop fragments, then I'm sorry, but from now on, your entire leopard clan is officially on my hunting list. Suddenly, you snap your head up, glaring at the distant bushes. A pack of wild dogs is poking their heads out, snooping around. But the moment your blood-soaked eyes, fresh from defeating the leopard, lock onto them, those infamous backstabbing opportunists actually let out terrified whimpers and run away with their tails between their legs. Since when is my aura this terrifying? You're a bit stunned. Truth is, they just happened to witness your entire brutal slaughter of the leopard. They were scared out of their wits. Once you're sure no other blind fools are coming, your energy is finally completely drained, and you collapse face first into a pool of blood. You don't even have the strength to lift a single finger. Right before passing out, you redeem another basic healing potion and chug it down. An unknown amount of time passes. The sound of digging dirt reaches your ears. Over at the wolf den, your pack is using their torn and bleeding paws to frantically claw at the rocks, forcing open a brand new tunnel. The moment they see you, every single wolf freezes. Their wolf king fought a bloody war alone on the outside, fighting until he collapsed in a pool of blood. While they could only hide away in the den, this is the ultimate humiliation for them. Cyan Wolf rushes over, his eyes red with emotion. Boss, take the little ones back inside. The danger isn't over yet. Your voice is hoarse. The rest of you, go set up a perimeter. Now is not the time to get emotional. Boss, you need to come inside the den too. It's not safe out here. Cyan Wolf refuses to move. I'm fine. You decline his offer. Under the dual effects of the healing potion and your talent, your body is rapidly recovering. Moving now will only tear your healing wounds wide open again. Looking at the wolves who dug through solid rock with their claws, and looking into Cyan Wolf's tear-filled eyes, you suddenly feel like risking your life for these guys is actually pretty damn worth it. You grin, flashing an incredibly ugly but genuine smile. You lay in a pool of blood for 2 whole hours. By the time you stood up again, your wounds had vanished without a trace. With a powerful leap, you jumped onto that massive rock. Right after, a long, commanding howl pierced the sky. You were declaring to every creature in this jungle that from this day forward, the jungle wolf, Zhang Yang, stands at the very top of the food chain. In an instant, thousands of wolves answered your call. Their howls echoed one after another, striking absolute terror into the hearts of every beast nearby.